Awesome. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday night's freestyle training. I'm in charge tonight and I'm so damn excited. I'm going to do my best not to swear and keep everything really on track. So my name's Katrina Stark. Some of you might have known me. I've been a little bit in the background for the last probably year because I have my beautiful 3-month-old. So my pregnancy was horrid. For those women who love pregnancy, kudos to you, but it's not made for my body. But the beauty of it is that I have a 50 club NMD business, so I've kind of just been chilling on the residual income, but I am so ready to jump on back and really create some more momentum because my passion absolutely lies in this business. So tonight what I wanted to do is reignite some of that passion, because I totally understand that on this journey, passion tends to go like this, right? And whenever we're at a dip, we think, oh my God, something's wrong with me. I suck. I'm not made for this. And we want to jump out. And I just want to let you guys know that don't, because it is so normal. I think it's just our human shining through. But I kind of want to give you a few tips on how to combat that so that we can keep coming towards our business stronger, I guess with more acceptance and more love. Now, first off, what I want to do is say that your business isn't always going to rock, okay? It's going to take some tumbles, and that is so okay. I want to let you know that every single leader that I have spoken to in their journey of their Juice Plus franchise has had tumbles, okay? Has had life hit them, has had everything, kind of fall out from underneath them. Perhaps they've even had to rebuild from scratch. It happens. Okay, so I just want to pre-frame it with that. But also what I want to cover tonight is something, it's not really how to, but I do find that it does help build strong. And that's what Adam asked me to cover tonight. So if you're here for the shred, wrong one. I don't talk about that. He put me on tonight and pre-framed that. So I'm going to spend about 5 minutes talking about the shred at the end and the rest of the 55 minutes talking about what I want to talk about. Sorry, Adam. But it's really passionate to me because people always say, how did you create your success? And it's something that's really hard to explain. So for me, for those of you who don't know my story, I came in as practically a single mum. I was inside a relationship, but it was extremely toxic. My partner at the time had really bad mental health issues, and had also decided to self-medicate with very illicit drugs. So if you can imagine, with 2 very small children, my life was chaotic. It was something that I was not prepared for, running into single parenting, and being in massive financial debt because of his choices really stressed me out. So when I came into this business, I guess, first of all, my first tip for anybody who is either just starting or is trying to refine the passion, don't have a plan B. This is the most perfect plan A. Don't even allow thoughts for anything else. Okay, just make this happen. And then when I built really strong. I was very lucky to be able to create momentum very quickly, but I know that's because of the things that I had gone through. Now, obviously my life circumstance at that time was not perfect. It was quite bizarre, but it gave me a lot of really cool learning tactics on how to just see things as they are and how to manipulate my experience, my reality, to still create success, okay? Because life is always going to throw you curveballs. You have to find a way, though, to move through that and get to the success on the other side. So 2 of the biggest things for me, before coming into this business, I dabbled in spiritual coaching. So I understood certain aspects and certain, I guess, gravities around the laws that are around us. Like gravity, for example, that is a massive law. We talk about the law of gravity. If I'm to drop this pen, we know it goes down. Heavy things gravitate towards the center of the earth. It is a gravity. It is a law. Same as the law of attraction, right? I know that what I think and what I put out there, I also attract back. That was one of the biggest things that helped me create success in the start. So what I want to do is I want to touch base on that tonight, because I understand that a lot of people have never even given this concept any thought, but maybe they haven't given it enough power as what it deserves. So when I want you to look at your business, I want you to realize that only 2 things matter when you look at your business, whether you're looking at it through love or whether you're looking at it through fear. Okay, that is all that's going to determine whether you're successful or not. Now, unfortunately, the majority of us are conditioned to come from a very fear-based mentality. It's conditioned into us right from the start, right when we're really young. It's slapped upon us, be frightened, be careful, look out, be careful. So we're constantly on edge to look for everything that can go wrong. Now, I know myself that if you look for anything that can go wrong, everything goes wrong. All right, we really do attract it into our existence. So one of my secret sauce tips at the start was to just have my rose-colored glasses on. I was sending as much love and as much positive energy into this business as possible. Now, for those of you who don't follow along or are thinking, yeah, that's all shiny, it's all great, I want to explain the science behind this reasoning, because I know firsthand that it works. I went to 12 Club before I even hit SSE. Then I moved on to NMD within just over a year. And like I mentioned, I've been able to take the last pretty much year off, just supporting my team on the bare minimum, because I've created an epic residual income. Now, I'm telling you this not to gloat, okay? But because I'm showing you that the law of attraction, your mindset and what you attract into your life is the real deal. It is the secret sauce that a lot of us are missing, because a lot of us are getting into the action, but we're doing the action from a fear-based perspective. Then we're attracting back more fear, more negative things, and we're upset and we're wondering why our business isn't moving where we want it to. Okay, so one of the most easiest to remember, I guess, scientific reasons around why we need to always be positive, loving, optimistic, and grateful towards our business is because there's some beautiful little things inside our brain called mirror neurons. Now, obviously, science has come so far over the last couple of decades, and neurologists have actually found these neurons inside of our brain. And what they do is they help us determine witnessing factors. Okay, so they mirror inside our body, our chemical reaction, what we are witnessing. Now, the same thing happens on the receiving end, right? So that's why if I'm to come in here tonight and I'm all cute and I'm loving life and I'm powerful and I'm giving you guys all my love and my high energy, you guys are feeling that back, because your mirror neurons inside are telling your body to do that. They are mirroring what's in front of you. Now, the exact same thing would come in if I was very low energy, if I was grumpy, if I'd had a really hard day, and I pushed all that out to you guys. You would be receiving that same feedback back from your own mirror neurons, and it would be changing the chemical makeup of your body. Okay, we would be reacting. Now, I understood that because I'd worked with that before. So when I came into this business, I thought, cool, well, not only do I have an amazing vehicle to be able to create success in mine and my girl's life, but I also understand how I can change other people, how I can bring the best version of myself and help other people see that in themselves, because we're mirroring each other. So I really want you to understand that it's not just all fluff. It's not just all hippie and spiritual stuff. There is a basis here that is based in science. So if you're a little bit more inclined to look at the research, definitely go and look up these beautiful little babies, because they will absolutely transform the way that you see life. If you know that the receiver on the end, you can change and you can influence the chemical makeup of their body just by behaving in a certain way. So, you know, when we look at our top 5 high-paying activities, which I'm going to cover later on in the night, I want you to try and understand, if you're doing them from an aspect of, I'm tired, this isn't going to work, I don't even know if I like the product, you know what, it's one of those things, that is exactly, whether you believe it or not, what the other person is mirroring. Your doubt, your uncertainties is transcending either the line, the internet, the Facebook connection, whatever it is. There's a little bit of energy that's attaching to them and helping them mirror all those insecurities. So when we come back to, are you going to show up in a love situation in your business or a fear situation of your business? I want you to think of those two things, because when I try and break down all the other emotions in between, it really is just those two things. Okay, so I got my whiteboard. I'm going to break out and feel a little bit like a teacher right now. But if we have up the top end here, we have love. We've got our big love heart, right? And then down the bottom of our meter, we're going to have fear. Okay. Now, we could pretty much put every single emotion into one of these categories. Desperation is fear. Gratitude, love. Hope, love. Frustration, fear. Okay? And you guys can think, what has been my default position in my business over the last 48 hours, 7 days, 12 months? Which one have I been in? Have I been coming from excitement, love, passion? You know, have I been feeling these feelings? Overwhelmed, definitely down the bottom, Sal. And it's really funny because so many people come in and they go, you know what? I was just so great at the start. You know why you were so great at the start? Because at the start, you didn't overthink things. You were so damn excited that this opportunity existed. You were grateful that someone had shared it with you. You were excited about the results you were seeing from the product. So every time you were putting energy out towards your business, it was from the high end of the spectrum. It was mirroring inside your clients and it was mirroring inside your team. Now that you've been in the business perhaps even longer, you know, for those of you who've been in the business a good couple of years, how many times has fear crept up? Every single time you come to a new promotion, right? Every single time a customer comes up for renewal, there's fear. There's an opportunity to think, oh shit, like, is this going to work? Yeah, are they going to renew? Am I going to get that bonus? And fear can play a part. Now, if you're feeling those feelings and doing the 5 high-paying activities, again, the people that you're connecting with are mirroring these neurons, okay? So it's very, very important that we always, always stay true to our excitement, our passion, and our why. When we talk about our why pulls us, I truly don't think it is our why. I think it's the energy that we attract to our why. If we're constantly thinking about that long-term vision, we're constantly excited. We're constantly hopeful. We're constantly optimistic. And they're the things that perpetuate our business more in towards the green, more in towards the love energy. Now, the other thing that I want you guys to think about, now this really blows my mind. It's one of those moments that still get me. Now, we know that our body is a molecular structure, right? If we put it under a microscope, we could have a look at ourselves and they do a tiny little dance. We know that they're alive. We know that they're moving. And even when we take photos with some really crazy cool photography gear, we can capture the energy coming off those cells. So we know that around us at every single stage, our cells are moving. They're emitting something. Now, the crazy part about this is that even if we were to pass away, our cells, our frequency is still moving. Now, if we were to go to a funeral parlor and have a look at those cells, crazily enough, we would see that they are still moving. And now we do this because if we weren't constantly moving, how would we turn to dust? How would our cells dissipate? So we know through science and through what we see in time and time again in the life cycle that we are so full of energy, whether we like it or not, okay? Now we have the ability to be able to control that energy. Now this is one of the biggest things that will take your business to boom, is if you can control it every single day. So many people now, just saying this, you guys will know people who are miserable, who are constantly complaining, who are always grumpy. You know, you feel them. If you're in a normal job, you've probably got a fair few in your life. But the thing is that those people, their cells and their frequency that they're emitting off is right down the bottom end of that scale. Okay, if you were to look in their life, I can guarantee that they're working from a lot of fear. Their entire body and all of their cells are emitting that on a daily level. Now, if we look at one of my other favorite laws inside the universe, is that it's the law of attraction. What we think, what we feel, what our energy is sitting in, we attract. Okay, so it's really damn important that regardless of what's going on around us, we control our energy. Michelle, I love that. I love that because I shared with you guys beforehand that when I first came into this business, life was chaotic. My partner was really, really unwell. Now, with him behaving the way that it was so easy for me to just sit in my sad seat and think, you know what, this is not my dreams. this was not what you promised me. This was not the way my life was meant to end up. You know, I was very confused, and I could really feel that victim playing. He was playing the victim. I could have sat in that as well, but it was a really big struggle for me to have to choose to fill that love seat every single day. Now, the only reason that I kept doing that was because I had enough knowledge to know that if I didn't, I would die as well. Whether that was just my soul dying or whether I would literally end up leaving this world because I could not see the brightness. It happens, you know, it really does. So you guys need to take ownership of your own energy that you're bringing into this every single day. You really do, because, I mean, if it's influenced externally, then anything can F with it. Do you see that? I didn't even swear, but anything can mess with it. So you really have to make sure that, how am I feeling? How am I reacting? How is my energy? And you know what? It does seem time consuming. It seems consuming in general, but it becomes such a default habit that eventually you don't even realize that you're doing it. Eventually that love, those rose-colored glasses, are your default. And I truly do believe that I did so much growth with him and with my own mind, trying to combat my state every day against his, that when I came into this business, I was so ready to zoom, because whenever anybody said no to me, whenever somebody said, oh, you know what, it's a pyramid scheme, oh, you know what, you're never going to make it in that, whenever anybody did those things that would normally interrupt my state and my energy, I could bounce back. I could control it. So you know what, it really is a muscle. And I love that when people say it's like going to the gym. You have to do it. And that's why having these peaks and the dips in your business, it's not just about the financial success down the road. That is about your growth. That is about you building resilience. That's about you building the techniques that eventually you can pass on to people to change their lives. That's even more enticing than just changing yourself. So embrace them. Get excited about them. Use them as a challenge. Okay, today's a shit day. All right, cool. Bring it at me. See how many times I can bounce back and be happy. Bring it at me. See how many times I can not feel sorry for myself. All right, now there's going to be times that you fail miserably at that, and that is totally okay. There's going to be days when nothing can get you out of your funk, even your favorite songs. And again, don't beat yourself up. All right, but the awareness is key. Knowing that, okay, you know what, today I just give up. I'll try again tomorrow. That's okay. We're human. But it is really important that you at least have that awareness of, okay, how am I behaving today? And how is this going to reflect in my life? If I'm looking at the law of attraction, am I attracting good things today, or am I attracting terrible things? Yeah. And, you know, when we talk about our DMOs, we're doing activities daily to push our business further. We're doing the consistent action that helps us grow over time. So that's why I truly do believe you have to limit the amount of days you have a bad day. Because the amount of bad days, if that's going to overtake the amount of good days, there's no point doing the action. Okay, there's really not. Now, the other thing that I think is really important when we look at this is visualization. So our brain is really quite amazing. Sorry, I just keep getting a little bit of feedback. I'm just going to go in here and mute everybody again. Perfect. So we really do have to take ownership of our brain, because it can control the way this business is or not. And it's funny, right? Because when you first come into this business, you just think, oh, you know what, it's easy. I'll just do these first few things, and I'll just, you know, share and do the little stuff that this other person seems to be doing. But it really is about taking ownership back of your thoughts, ownership back of your actions, and like I said, becoming that better version of yourself so that you can make more of an impact. It's crazy, most of us fall into this opportunity by the concept of financial freedom. It gets us excited, right? We think, oh my God, how cool would it be to not have to worry about money? Where could I take my family? What would it change? And it starts to activate all those high-end feelings, yeah? And that's why we say yes and we jump in, because we've attracted such a cool opportunity. Now, like I said, it all kind of slides down from there as our human starts to kick in and we start to doubt and activate all those other things. But I really want you guys to see that it's not about the financial freedom. It's about who you become at that end of the road, how strong you become, how posed, how much you can then go and impact other people by your good energy. Now, remember, we talk about our mirror neurons. So the stronger you become in that, the more you can go out there and make other people feel better, the more you can lift up other people. And if you're in my realm of things, that's how we can raise the consciousness, raise the vibration of what we're dealing with here every single day. So when we talk about visualization, that is literally how we demand what we want. That is how we use our energy, our little concept here flowing through our molecular structure, how we demand what we want to see show up in our law of attraction. Now, we know that what we think we become, because there's so much of that now inside this personal development industry, which I really love. Because when you talk to somebody else out on the street, it's not talked about enough, is it? People are just victims to their situation and they're constantly getting battered around. But most of us, hopefully, if you're brand new, welcome, boom, you create your reality, get used to it. We know that we can demand what we want. Now we can set up what we want. Now, for those of you who don't believe that, you've heard my story from what I came from. Now, I'm sorry my team are on here. You guys are going to hear this story again. You know it back to front. But when I came into this business, I was that broke. I was that on my ass. And my partner had got us into tens of thousands of debt through his habits that he'd kind of shoved to the side without me knowing. And when I was faced with all that, I thought, you know what? I'm going to have to go bankrupt. I filled out the papers and I had them sitting there, but there was something inside of me that just thought, you know what? Just leave it. Run with it for a little bit. And then this business came into my life. And I thought to myself, I went to a beautiful event and I saw Linda and Adam. And I thought to myself, if I can create a 6-figure income within 2 years, I won't have to put those papers in. I could create something for my girls. And for me, that's what ticked the financial freedom. It's what creates it for so many others. Now, since that, not only did I create an epic business and an epic team, might I add, they're amazing. But I've also been able to create and attract so many more cool things in my life. I got the absolute man of my dreams. We've just had our baby and we're getting married in a couple of months. And for me, I've also just bought a house that is insane. Now, for those of you who I guess have watched my journey or have seen, you'll understand that it's quite easy to watch people, I guess, when they're just successful and you think, cool, good on you. But you'll know that heaps of us start at the bottom. Every single one of us start at the bottom. So for me to be able to do that, that's when I know, you know what, this shit works. It really, really works. And you really, really can create the life of your dreams if you understand these few key concepts. If you can really understand that you're taking ownership back of how you see the world. Now, we have a vehicle here in our hands where we can create unlimited income. Unlimited income, guys. Nobody is telling you how you're worth except for your own mind. So it's really, really important that you start to demand what you're worth. Stop telling yourself silly stories. Stop letting yourself self-sabotage and go to work on the fact that if you stay in line and you become aware and you start to work your way through your state and through your mindset, you can really demand what you want in this life. Okay, so if that doesn't excite you, I don't know what will, because it pretty much means that anything's possible from here. You come, you run at this, you understand the way that your mind works, and you damn get into action because nothing just lands on your doorstep for free, then you can create some really cool stuff. Now, visualizing is basically, I wrote down this because it was the way that it really made sense to me. So if we can put intention with imagery, which is visualization, right? Intention with imagery, it activates the same parts of the brain that are chemically attached to action. So who else has ever known what they should be doing and not done it? Or known that you have a to-do list, but gone, you know what, I'm so busy today. And you're really going to go watch Jane the Virgin, season number 5, straight through, right to the end. Yeah, it happens because we're all human. But what I want to let you guys know is what's happening there inside your brain in the chemical makeup is that you don't have enough intention. Your intention isn't big enough, because if your intention is massive and you're using it with visualization. So for me, my intention was to have a house where my 3 babies could run around and have the absolute time of their life. I would own it So I wouldn't have to, shift every time a landlord decided to renovate or to, come back and live in their house because they wanted to. It wasn't dictated around anybody else. My visualization around that was somewhere absolutely awesome. It was free. They could just run. They could go wild. And my visualization inside my head was really strong of that, really strong. So I want you guys to think of, it doesn't even have to be attached to the business, okay? Because if you can master these skills in just life in general, then you can master these skills when they're attached to your business. I want you to think of right now something that you desperately want. I don't care what it is. Could be chocolate for breakfast tomorrow, or it could be a round the world trip. I want you to think of it so hard, so fast, so powerful that it takes over your whole brain. Now I'm going to close my eyes so that I'm not watching and I'm not judging your closed eye faces, but I want you to do this, okay? Close your eyes and I want you to think of what you want. Really hard, really solid. Think of how it's going to feel when you get it. Hopefully they're in the top end, okay? You should be feeling proud. You should be feeling grateful. You should be feeling excited, ecstatic, passionate, all of those feelings that you know are achieving a higher vibration inside your frequency. I want you to think of who else is benefiting because you got what you wanted. It's going to be a little bit hard if you're envisioning chocolate for breakfast, so maybe go something a little bit bigger that's going to influence your family. Okay, and I want you to attach that to so much greatness, all of those feelings. Now, those feelings running through your body right now, if you've done this exercise properly with your heart, there's chemicals that you've just created inside your mind. Now, what they've done is they have activated a part inside your brain that activates the push to get into action. Now, has anybody ever watched a training and you've got off just thinking, damn, give me my to-do list. Like, let's get this done. You're so hyped up and so passionate about everything that you just learned that you're going to zoom all the way through your friends list and connect your little heart out. That's because your intention and your vision while you're watching that training has either consciously or subconsciously shifted so big that the chemicals flooding through your body are saying, get into action, get into action, get into action. All right, so a really cool little tip, if you're one of those people that self-sabotages by not doing the action, give yourself 5 minutes of really solid visualization. Visualize your why before you do the work. Now, this will not only get you into action, but it'll put you into one of these higher end states. All right, and if it's not, I want you to be aware of that. If you're visualizing and you're still doubting, you're still feeling fearful, you're still feeling not worthy, then you need to go back and you need to do it again. You need to release that. And you need to work really hard on pushing through to that top end of the vibration, that top end of the frequency. Because again, when you go out and you do the action that the chemical is telling you to do, you're mirroring in their neurons a higher vibration. You're demanding that higher vibration back, which means your business is going to turn over so much quicker. Okay, whoever has had, let's go, who's had a neg ferret? Who's told them that what you do is shit, that it's one of those things, that you're never going to win at it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all have. Now, if you look back, if you've been doing this business strong, it should be really big at the top. Like when you first started, that's when you should receive a lot more shit. And this is why you need to hold the hands of new team really strongly, because they still have a lot of fear around that, right? If they're human, they're probably conditioned to think, oh my God, is it? Is it really? Am I going to? Are they right? And they start to have all these doubts in the lower end of the scale. So when they're going out there and doing these techniques that you tell them, they're going to be receiving a lot of that stuff back. All right. So if you've been in the business for a little while, you probably would have understood that in the beginning of your business, you get that a lot. All right. And that is when the water is tested. That's when you really get to see who has the long-term vision and who is ready for a business like this. So if you are at the start and you're getting it at the moment, know that that is just a reflection. And it's cool because you can take ownership. It's just a reflection of the fear that you're feeling inside of the insecurities that you might be feeling inside. Unfortunately, that mirror neuron is working inside the people that you're talking to. So we need to get to work and we need to build that up a little bit stronger, okay? Because that's what's so empowering. That's what's so liberating about this, is that we can create our situation. We can create the reality that's around us. So I know for me now, and the only time I ever get it is when I have a brand new person and they do a first post. And, you know, there might be somebody on there that says something dumb, and then I bite back because I get really annoyed. They're like my brand new babies. Don't scare them off. Like, let them have fun in this. This is the best damn opportunity. Back away with your negative stuff. But I know coming on my page, nobody comes near me with that shit anymore, because I am so solid and passionate and excited about this business that anybody who has a slightly negative mirror neuron just comes nowhere near me. They're just like, you know what, you make me sick. I'm out. Okay? And that's what you want to get to. You want to get to that stage where people just think, oh, she's in love with it, don't even bother. Because then it won't bring you down either. You'll just continue to go higher and higher and higher, because you're controlling your state, you're controlling your intentions, and you're also controlling whether you're acting from fear or from love every single day. So, hang on, let me go through because we've got some cool comments here. I'm excited. You go and do all that action. Cool. I'm so glad, guys. I'm so glad that you're getting a little bit of value. Don't let me forget that I do need to talk about the shred at the end. Now, we know we've got 5 high-paying activities, right? I'm not going to spend too much time on that because we have such a diverse amount of people on tonight. So some of you guys are brand new and you'll get a little bit of value from this. Some of you guys have been doing it for years, and this is default settings. But I really want to show you a few tips around the I've said this way too many times today, the top 5 high-paying activities. Okay, now if you can add these top 5 high-paying activities into your daily method of operation every single day and come from a really good place when you're doing it, that is how you're going to grow the building blocks of this business. Okay, it's not going to happen overnight, unfortunately. I wish it would, but you have to go to work on it. So number 1 high-paying activity is connecting. Now, knowing what we just know around love up here, fear down the bottom, it's so far down that you can't even see it, right? Because we're not even giving it the time of day. But we know that love is one of the highest frequencies. Now, when we're connecting, how many people are just thinking, okay, cool, that's number 21 done. Okay, yep, cool, who's number 22? And then we're going, all right, cool, well, how can I talk to you? And we're making it all about our mind, all about what's our outcome, let's get this done. And we're constantly in a lower form of distraction, or a lower form of, oh, fuck, oh, damn, didn't do it. I almost got all the way through. Oh, shivers, I really need this to work, okay? You're coming from a desperation space. You're coming from a place of, oh, crap, I don't have money to pay the bills. Okay, and it starts to get, I need a customer, where's my new teammate? And it starts to get so desperation based that all of a sudden the poor old love heart up the top isn't even thought about. Now, when I want you to connect, guys, don't think about the business. Don't think about your DMO. Don't think about your outcome. Don't think about whether they're going to make the best or newest shiny NMD. I don't want you to think about any of that. I literally want you to use your heart. Be grateful that that person is there in the first place. Okay, be really hopeful for what their future is going to entail. Be really optimistic when you're talking to them that perhaps you could change their life. Really come from a high vibing place before you connect. Be aware that if you're connecting to them just to make a sale, somewhere inside their receptors, they are mirroring that. If you're overthinking, somewhere in their receptors, they're thinking that as well. Okay, so it really, really does come back to ownership of how you're turning up to do these high-paying activities. Now, number 2, sharing. Ooh, you guys are keeping me on my toes tonight. So many people are just coming off mute. Okay, sharing, another one. Who's ever thought and sat there behind a keyboard of today, I am going to make the biggest bomb status that is just going to be so cool. So many people are going to love it. So many people are going to order the product. So many people are going to sign up to my team. And we spend so much time thinking about it, putting so much fear into it. Teamy with their brand new post. Can you imagine how much fear is going into that post? Okay, we need to hold their hand. We need to make sure that they're getting excited before they hit submit. All right, because it's the same thing when we're looking at our top 5 high-paying activities. You need to be rating yourself on this meter. Am I coming from desperation of I don't have money to pay the rent this month? I need team. We have the saying of there's nothing that 5 new team can't fix in this business. Now, I absolutely agree with that. But if you come from a really desperate place and you recruit those 5 people from need, from desperation, from I don't care, just come sign up, I can tell you that is more frustration and more effort than if you didn't have them. Okay, who else has ever recruited somebody that should just not be in their team? Yeah, it happens. Yeah, leave them for somebody else who vibes with them. But for you, make sure you're coming from a place of here. Yeah. And now I can promise you guys, if you use these principles, the business doesn't feel like you're forcing it up a hill. Because there's days where I talk to people and they just say, you know what, I just feel like it's a chore. Don't do it. Okay. If you feel like it's a chore, go and reevaluate why you're here. Go and realize that you're making it about you, that you're sitting in your victim seat, okay? That you're probably allowing all the external circumstances to affect your high-paying activities, and that's not going to help. But on the flip side, if you're excited about this business and you're sharing it from a real passionate, optimistic, real love glasses every single day, you're going to get a lot of attraction on your posts. Every single time someone comments on one of those posts, if you can put yourself back in that state and get really happy, really optimistic, really grateful that they've taken the time out of their day to comment on your things, then your sharing is going to be super duper powerful. Has anybody ever, followed somebody on social media and they're the total opposite? They're just really raw, really authentic, really natural, just down to earth, but they have tons of followers. I can guarantee that's because they are really good, probably subconsciously, of coming from a place of love every single time. Yeah? Have you ever even just watched somebody's news feed and instantly thought, ugh, they are probably super duper insecure, and it's your mirror receptors right there thinking, oh, yeah, no. All right? This is how we behave. It's human instinct, and we don't give enough responsibility to it. We just go out there and we think, cool, give me the opportunity, throw it all at me. But we don't realize that we could make or break it just by the way that we show up to our business. Okay? Now, number 3, in this part, I say inviting. So inviting people to look at what we do, definitely a high-paying activity, super high-paying activity. Now, for me, if I'm totally honest, direct reach outs, they're right down in this category for me. Shit scared of them. Okay, and it's something that I'm working on because I know how powerful they are in this business. But for me, no go. Okay, because I know that if I go and do it, I'm coming from such a place of overthinking, such a place of, oh my God, why am I doing this? Like just confusement, that it's going to be received that exactly the same way. Now, if you're totally the flip side, I know I have leaders inside my team that love direct reach outs because they are so confident talking to people that they don't know. They're always coming from a place of up here when they do the direct reach out, so they get the results. But I want you to be really clear, which one are you? Can you change that? If not, then find a way that you can invite by still using this, by still coming from a place of excitement. Now, for me, I know when I'm going through my business, if I'm connecting really well, if I'm getting really authentic and really raw and talking to them about heaps of stuff that, is really juicy, there's so many times there where inviting is exciting because I know how much I can help. I've heard how shitty their life is at the moment. I've heard that they're really struggling. And I believe in this business so much that inviting them is now my duty. It's now my obligation because I want them to feel what I'm feeling. So I've shifted from this to here just by simply doing things my way. It's still a high-paying activity. It's still part of the system, and I'm still making sure that I'm doing it every day, but I'm doing it in a way that I know I'm delivering at my highest potential. And I think that's what people get confused of in this business. They see so many leaders doing so many different things, and you try and be a chameleon to fit in with what's working for them. Now, this is such a strong way to find what works for you. Don't get me wrong. I want you to go out and learn from so many different leaders, but I don't want a square forcing themselves in a round circle. Neither does any leaders, because we want to see you guys be successful and be happy and have this business flow rather than feel forced. So take whatever we're showing you, okay, and find a way to make it work. So for me, that was what I had to do with inviting. I had to find a way to really make it powerful where I could reach my highest potential, okay? Now, number 4, following up. Here's another one where so many people, especially brand new teamies, default down into, oh shit, what are they going to think of me? I'm going to be that annoying pest right now because I'm following them up for the 4th time, okay? So you need, as either a leader or a brand new person in your business, to take the responsibility to go, well, how can I make this following up fun? Yeah, me too, Jenna. How can I make this following up fun? How can I make them realize that I care about more than a sale? How can I make them realize that I truly do have a gift? Okay, and whether that's with your verbiage, whether it's a different way, whether it's having a conversation first and then finding a way to slip the follow-up in, whether it's a way, white elephant is always for me. Hey, look, I don't want to be a pest. I hate that following up is part of my business, but it is part of my business. And I remember us chatting about this before. You were really interested in the business. I know that it's a freaking amazing opportunity. I'd love to see you win. Are you still interested? Okay, that's my follow-up message. It's nothing fancy, but it's totally authentic. It's totally real. It's telling people where I'm at. Authenticity is very high up in the love chart. So I feel like I'm not trying to be someone that I'm not. Okay, now that gets me really good results. Number 5, customer care. Oops, someone's off mute again. Customer care. This one's pretty easy because most of us love our products, right? Most of us think that they're amazing. So we want to see our customers win. Customer care can fall down here really quickly when they're due for their reshipment. All of a sudden we think, oh my God, do I touch base with them? Do I tell them that it's reshipping? What if they don't want to reorder? What if, and all these doubts start creeping in. But I want you to remember, how can I bring my energy right now before I do my top 5 high-paying activities? How do I bring my energy up? How do I make myself in a positive, excited, loving, authentic state mirror this in the other person? How do I get them excited about reordering their shipment? First of all, I have to be really excited about them ordering their shipment. Okay, so it really does come back to, and when we think about this is my system, right? So when I'm teaching new people, this is the system that I'm teaching. It's so simple. 5 things, but make sure that you're doing them responsibly, that you're doing them from the heart. Because if we were to look, when we always talk about come from the heart in this business, don't overthink it, this is your head, this is your mind, this is your heart or your soul, whatever you want to look at it, a high vibing thing. Your head, it's where your doubts are. It is not where you really want to be a lot of the time. So we use it in a lot of analogies, but I find when you really use it as a meter, it can create some really good results in your business. Absolutely. Okay, so hopefully that touches base on a lot of that. That's my secret sauce for you guys, so you all know right now. It's what helps me create a strong business every single day, and what has allowed me to be able to sometimes just take time off, because that's our end goal, right? Nobody gets in this to slave their life away. But what is really cool is if you spent a really solid number of years doing those high five paying activities. And I mean, they're not hard work. It's not hard work to feel good every day. It really shouldn't be, okay? But if we can work on that and do it consistently, you can create a business that not only pays you for the rest of your life, but feels so good to step in, okay? Because it almost feels like coming home. You feel like, oh, now's my opportunity to get really up the top, to really come from a heart space. If you're overthinking the business, okay, if you're in a spot where you're stuck or feeling challenged, you know, all of those words that we don't like, it's because you're down the bottom of the spectrum. Now, again, how do we get back into that? We use our visualization, which is going to turn on all those beautiful chemical receptors that are going to activate the action inside of our body. Okay, so we can either do that by plugging into the team, by watching more trainings, getting our own vision board up and running, jotting down on a piece of paper our why, visualizing it inside of our mind. There's so many different ways, but we need to be able to put intent with imagery. That's visualization. Intent with imagery. That's why vision boards, total blank for a while there. That's why vision boards are so damn important. You know, they really are, because you need to be able to think about what you want in order for your chemical receptors to be able to say, okay, cool, let's go do it. Let's make it work. Yeah. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Now, if you've got any questions, put them on down, and I'll get back to them while we do this. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the 8-week shred. It's the 8-week Love Your Body Challenge now, which fits me so much better. You know, when we talk about our receptors, okay, when I was talking about the 8-week shred, oh my God, like, I don't care what size you are. That's my mentality. So talking about it, posting about it, made me feel a little bit icky. All right, so I didn't get very good results. Talk about the Love Your Body Challenge, I'm all over it. Yeah, and I get really good results from it too. So I'm super stoked that that has been changed. But it's such a cool, like, who's heard about watch parties? Such a powerful, powerful thing to be able to create some extra momentum in your business. So Adam has done a live. Go and have a check it out. Claudine has shared it again today. Tomorrow night, inside the Juicy Body Transformation page, not the group, okay? The Juicy Body Transformation page, just before 8 o'clock, jump in there, and when the live pops up, click to make a watch party. Now, the beauty of a watch party is that it's going to share it on your page, and it's going to do all the work for you. But anybody that corresponds to that live, who's been brought through from your feed, will only show up on your feed, which is really damn cool, right? So you're not inviting people to watch a live and someone else swooping in and taking your lead there. Now, if you're feeling nervous, if you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't know if I want to put this on my timeline, what do you need to do? Because you're right down the bottom. We need to get excited. We need to think about all the results that we could help people achieve. Go back through the testimonials, build up your belief muscle, get excited, get optimistic, and then hit watch party. Okay, because again, it's going to mirror in your receptors. All right. Now, hopefully that makes sense. If you've got any questions around that, post it inside Freestyle. We will get them answered as soon as possible. But I'd really love to see that just boom. Okay, go crazy. The more people that are sharing it, the more people that have optioned to make it a watch party, the more it's going to make a difference in people. Now, Adam's got a really cool goal of hitting 20K, which is amazing. Let's really impact those people, guys. Let's go out there and make a difference, because like I mentioned before, it's cool to have an income. It's even cooler to have an impact and to be able to help people shift their lives. That's really what it is about. Cool. Yes, it's Queensland time. Any verbiage around hyping up beforehand? What, Jen? Hyping up about the challenge? I love that I tell you guys a thing to do and you constantly overthink it. We're right down the bottom now, guys. We're right down the bottom. It's just a watch party. Hit watch party. Okay? It'll go straight through on your timeline and it's nice and simple. Okay? Don't overthink it. Get excited about it. It is a bit of a shame, especially now with New Zealand being 3 hours ahead. But the beauty of it is that they can watch it back, guys. It doesn't have to be seen live. The recording, I'm going to send it straight on through to Claudine tonight. And knowing Claudine, she will have it up quick, smart, because she's always on the ball. If you've got any questions though, guys, please ask. I've got about 8 more minutes and about 11% of battery on my laptop. So hopefully we'll see which one's up. It's a bit of a gamble, right? We'll see which one can make it through first. But hopefully we can get it through. Oh, you've never felt confident promoting the body challenge? Absolutely. And you know what, Jen? That's gold in itself, because I found this as well. I've always been more on the fit side, and I've always been really genetically blessed with small frame. So promoting the shred, it kind of felt really not authentic for me. It kind of felt like I was telling people something that I wasn't prepared to do, because let's face it, I've never finished an 8-week shred. Okay, so to me, it was not something that I could stand behind authentically up really high at the Love Heart. The Love Your Body Challenge though, tell me one woman that you know that doesn't need a Love Your Body Challenge. Yeah, we don't need verbiage around it, babe. Feel it inside your heart. Think of the friend that you know right now that is struggling to look in the mirror. All right, even if she's just coming in for all the gratitude, for the community, for the little bit of, you know, let's bump you up today, okay? There's so much there that we can do. Absolutely, Jasmine. It's helping others feel good within. So the Love Your Body Challenge, Chrissy, it's basically our 8-week shred. So if you go into the Juicy Body Transformation and you go into the files section there, you can have a look. It outlines an 8-week shred. So it basically tells you what food we should eat, whether we should start with a detox, and then we run it for the 8 weeks as a group to really help each other bounce off one another, to help the momentum. It's free for all of our customers. They can put in before photos and after photos, and there's the beautiful prize money for the biggest transformation at the end. Now, for us as team, especially in a Love Your Body Challenge, let's do it. Like, there is no better way to inspire other people and to be authentic than actually do the challenge ourselves. Even if it's not directly to lose weight, okay? Even if it is just to have a healthier relationship with food, to have a healthier relationship with our mirror in the morning, okay? And share, be authentic. That gives you so much content to reach people on a really authentic level. It's definitely something that I think, you know, this is what suits me, and hopefully it suits so many other women and so many other people inside of our in our network, people that we're trying to impact, is that we can help so many other people feel better from the inside out. We know our products do that, okay? But as a team and as a community, we can also help them with their mental health. We can help them see the light every day. You know, we can support them when perhaps the circle around them sucks, you know, because a lot of our customers, a lot of us, you know, for me, I came into this business, I wasn't sure whether I was just didn't like people or was surrounded by assholes. Like that was my actual life, because I come to realize that maybe it was the latter. I just had surrounded myself with people who were miserable. And it wasn't until I got into the Juice Plus world that I was like, what are you people on? Why are you guys always so happy? And I knew that there was a part of me inside that understood the power of this, and seeing other people just rock it really made me realize that this is what we've got. The product's awesome, but the community, the people that are going out there and helping making their life better and taking the steps, getting into the action to make the changes, they're the people that we need to surround ourselves with. Because just like how we can influence other people by our mirror neurons, right? The people that we're watching every single day affect ours. So if we're watching people constantly be miserable, constantly whinge, constantly unhappy with their money, constantly unhappy with their career, that's reflecting in our chemical balance as well. So coming into this, the Love Your Body Challenge, come into a group of really hyped up people. Come into a group of people who are going to mirror image positivity inside you every single day. even if you're just quickly scrolling on through. Okay, it really is, I think, a part of our culture and a part of our opportunity that we don't touch on enough. You know, like who's been to conference, who's come in a game plan, you know, as soon as you leave that, you are so hyped up and so happy because those receptors, those mirror neurons are just buzzing. You know, they've had no opportunity to reflect any negativity. Yeah, absolutely. The Better Body Challenge, the Love Your Body Challenge, it just runs a few different kind of wordings in between team. Oh, that's awesome, guys. I'm so glad. Whole Health Challenge. That's it. There's so many different names for it, guys. It's basically the 8-week shred, right? We used to have the 8-week shred that ran throughout the whole thing. And then some of us were feeling a little bit unaligned with the concept of lose weight, because that's not what our own individual, I guess, relationship with the products were. So this is a really cool way. It's a really holistic program, and 8 weeks to be able to just make sure that you're getting on better with your body, to make sure that you're having a nicer relationship, that you understand the food you're putting in plays a big part on how you feel as well. The watch party done, 8 o'clock tomorrow night, Queensland time, inside the Juicy Body Transformation page, not the group. Okay, the group is for customers only. The page is the brand, which we can utilize to show everybody. Yeah, which is all those people inside of our market that we might be able to help. Awesome. Cool. Yes, that's right. I'm so excited for game plan. I can't wait. I've got an awesome panel of beautiful ladies. So if you're coming, make sure that you give them a shout out because they've been working so hard. Now, I'm so excited to be able to do that with you guys. If you haven't invested in game plan yet, please go and do it. All right. It is one way to really make sure that you're feeling all the benefits that this business has, because you're going to bounce off people like me and leaders that have done it for years all day, whether you like it or not. Okay, so it is really good for you. It's good for your business. Thank you so much for jumping on tonight. If you've got any questions, feel free to shoot them on through to me. As per always, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've kind of missed you guys. It's been so long since I've been here, so it's nice to have you back. Thank you, Adam. If you watched the recording, I do love you. It's really nice, guys, to be able to spend the time. Hours up though, so if you've got any questions, shoot them on through. But I think that you guys should be so pumped up the high end right now to go and at least pump out 5 high-paying activities. What do you think? I think we could do it. Yeah, I think it should only take 5 to 7 minutes if you're really speedy, and just make sure that you're coming from a really good place. And let's have a little bit of a check. Let's see if it really does work for you guys like it did for me, because I'd pretty much put money on it. Okay. All right, guys, have a wonderful night. I will talk to you all super soon. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye.